Gooning is my favorite word.
Okay. Yeah, no, me and the boys are just gonna goon real quick.
Sorry I had to be late to the podcast. I was just gooning with the
I was just
boys.
gooning with my homies. My bad.
Real gooning hours out here.
Goon hours.
I'm gonna start referring to my room as the Goon Cave from now.
Goon cave. A big sign on your door. Welcome to the Goon Cave.
A sign like a what's it like on hotel rooms, like do not disturb, you flip it over. It's like gooning, not gooning. Gooning in progress.
Gooning in progress, don't come in. No, you actually represent gooning in progress, do come in.
Do come in. Look, if you want to do a group goon.
Goon.
All right, so I'm going to start the recording.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello. Welcome to the Secret to Life podcast. Now on a new professional microphone. My first one in 2 years after having like a Twitch stream. Guess what, lads? I listened to the last episode of the podcast and I was like, it is embarrassing how bad I sound. And I asked Webe XO, rest in peace, for what mic I should use, and I got it. I'm here on the podcast with my dear friend Kaitlin Ellis. Today's topic is, so me and Kaitlin have both recently graduated from university. We graduated with the same degree. We met in university also. We met twice in a way because the first time me and Kaitlin met, I forgot. Then we met again. But yeah, so the topic today is about existential crises after becoming an adult. And we're both theater artists. It's been about, I was going to say 3 months for you and 3 months for me. We graduate at the same time. I'm so smart. That's why people listen to the podcast. And I wanted to basically like check in with Kaitlin, who is in many ways, I feel like if there's someone who I talk to where I'm like, I feel like we're just talking to each other instead of like at each other. I feel like Kaitlin. Like when I talk to Kaitlin, I feel like I'm like truly talking to Kaitlin, and I'm also giving like my full self to Kaitlin because she's a very special person. We spent a lot of like long nights and long car rides, gooning, going to Starbucks, and talking. And Kaitlin is very possibly the oddest person I've ever met in my entire life. And I love everything about her. Me and Kaitlin officially met because I cast her as Wednesday in my musical. And Kaitlin, I don't know. I want to talk to you. Hi, Kaitlin, by the way. I was like, Kaitlin, silence. I'm going to gas you up for a second. But no, I want to talk to her just because I feel like if we're both struggling at a point in our journeys as adults, the person who I can be genuine with in my struggle and learn from is Kaitlin. I feel like every time I talk to her, I learn a lot. She's also just really fucking funny. And I think that's what makes a good podcast. So Kaitlin, first question, how's being an adult?
Yes.
Oh, you could also introduce yourself if you want.
Oh, yes. Hello, I'm Kaitlin. And I'm Eden's friend. And honestly, everything she said about me, I would say exactly the same about her. So, yeah, Eden's epic and so excellent and super cool and very nice. And also, yeah, I feel like every time we talk, I like leave and I'm like, whoa, my brain just opened.
Wait, do you want to tell them about the first time we met, the one I forget?
Oh my God, yeah. So we met, it was theater social change. It was like, yeah, a class. And we were put together for a group assignment. What I remember is like we were talking about like Dora or something. And I can't even remember like why, but we were just like joking around like the whole time. We were just like laughing and like I remember her telling me like, oh yeah, like because I remember like when I didn't meet her and she would like answer in class, I'd be like, oh my God, like she always has such like deep answers. And then I like actually met her. She was like, oh yeah, I'm high half of the time in this class.
Professor, don't listen to this podcast.
Yeah, Professor Rocha, you did not hear a single thing just now. But yeah, so when we met, like I remember like it was just like really funny. And then we were also talking to like this other person in our group. I'm like forgetting his name, but we were like just like all of us were just like joking around, which is like funny. And so then I left thinking like, oh my God, like she's so funny, like that is cool, like now we're friends. And then like because I auditioned for the Addams Family and I found out that Eden was directing, I was like, oh, like this will be fine because like I've met her before and like we're cool. But then when I like was talking to her, I like could get the vibe that she didn't remember me. And I was like, oh, okay, word. Well, it's already too late. I've already spoken to her like this. So I just was like, okay, anyways. Yeah. So that's how we met. We met in class. And she was high. That's probably why she don't remember.
Bruh.
Yeah.
I that class was such a vibe. That class was like every because no one it was like a lecture class where the professor
Yeah.
wanted people to like answer with like real answers, but no one would
Yeah.
raise their hand. So he would always go, Eden, my perfect student, answer. And I'd be like it like
Hmm.
going through like the weed haze. You're like, Professor, I think the dialectic of the Latino identity. If you're like,
Yeah.
class, that was a real answer.
Mhm.
Great work.
Bars class, bars.
And
Live it.
then we started like because during Adam's family, you were having some sad difficulties with your voice.
I
And
was.
Kaitlin sounds beautiful all the time, by the way. There's a reason she's Wednesday.
No.
But and so I was like, because you were kind of down about it. So I was like, it's my mission as a director to make you feel better. And so I'd be like, Kaitlin, I know it's 1 a.m. Meet with me right now, and we're gonna talk until you feel better. And I think that worked out.
Yeah, I think it did too. It was like so helpful. Yeah. No, I hate that was so irritating. Like
I
my voice
bet.
like since recovered, but I think it took so long and I feel like it might have had something to do with I don't know if it was mildew or mold in my bathroom at VDCN, mold because since moving here, suddenly now when I sing in the car, no problemo.
Yeah.
But like before, like it was like, oh, like what's going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like that might have had something to do with it. But and then also like COVID too, I think because I had COVID at the beginning of the year, I think that also had something to do with it. So it was just like a mix of all this bad stuff. But no, yeah, like that was so poo-poo. But yeah, like podcast for anyone listening, yeah, Eden was like super helpful. And if you ever need someone to like hype you up, just go to her.
What the flip? I
Yeah.
do remember one of my favorite days was so we did a crazy thing that was insane for anyone to do called Hamlet with one rehearsal.
Oh
Um
my God.
where we performed Hamlet having only rehearsed it once, kind of, and Caitlin played Ophelia. And Caitlin, right before like the intermission happened, Caitlin released like the greatest scream in theater history. And then I remember for a week after that, like your voice was like your throat was like clear, and we were all like, holy fuck, that we just needed her to scream. And then like
Yeah.
and then it disappeared again.
Yeah.
But so considering all our fun adventures in theater and performance, now that we're adults, what do you want to do with your life? And is theater and performance part of it?
That's a really great question. So, I mean, yeah, I think theater and performance is definitely part of it because I like majored in it for a reason. If it like wasn't, then I think I would have majored in something else because it's such a like risky thing that, and I guess just out so easily that if it wasn't something that like I couldn't see myself doing, then I would have just gone for something else that would have put
Mhm.
me a little bit more at peace. Um, but yeah,
Like financially at least.
yeah, financially and like mentally. Because like when you don't have a stable job, like a stable amount of income, ooh, my brain is so
Mm.
loud. But I mean like just like an ultimate goal would be to like somehow get involved in some way in the industry. A major goal for me would be like to work on like a big film, whether that be like in acting or in costume or wardrobe, makeup, help building sets, like PA, like something like that. Just because I've always found like film to be really interesting. And I've done theater for like since my freshman year of high school. And so I'm kind of
Me
just like,
too.
yes, no, literally, yes. Yeah, so I kind of want to like do like more film too, because I've always been into movies. Theater was kind of something that I kind of just got into in high school. Um, but yeah, so I mean, like, I just wanna, yeah, I think it'd be cool to just get into the industry, be part of like at least one like big film.
Hmm.
Or, but just like overall, I think I just wanna be part of like projects where I get to like work with cool people that like I learn things from and who like inspire me. And I also want to do something important, at least for my cultural community, because I feel like lately it's been hard for like Filipino films to
Hmm.
like really make it big in Hollywood. The closest thing we had was that like Jokoy movie, but that like leaned into so many stereotypes where it's like, okay, when we talk about those stereotypes amongst each other, it's funny, but to put it on the big screen for other people from different backgrounds to see can like might just like uphold those stereotypes and kind of like keep us in a box. I feel like we need to like
Ooh, yeah.
have something, yeah, to like really, I guess like, I don't know, make some sort of an impact because diversity is now becoming like really big in Hollywood. And I feel like, especially considering that like Filipinos are like the I think like the number one Asian population in the United States, the fact that we haven't had like a huge movie that has like done something like Parasite or like Everything Everywhere
Yeah.
All at Once, like we kind of it's like overdue. And so like I kind of want to do something in that sense to help bring us there, at least contribute in that sort of sense because I've like dabbled a little bit in that and I've come to realize that at least it's given me like a little more feeling of like purpose, more than just like, oh, I want to be in a movie and become famous. Because yeah, like like that doesn't really bring me like it's definitely something I want to do. The famous part, I don't know about that, but like at
Huh.
least to become successful in that field, yeah. But I feel like it brings me more of a sense of like I'm doing something instead of just like messing around and like doing random things just because they're fun. Like it brings more of a sense of purpose to kind of like do that. So yeah, to answer your question in a very long way, I would say that. Yeah.
And how is your progress on that goal? What have you been up to recently?
Recently, I mean, it's slow. It's been
Hmm.
very slow. I mean, like when I was in college, when we were still in college.
Dude, all the way back three
All the way
months
back
ago.
3 months ago. I was part of like our campus's Filipino club, and we had like culture nights and things like that. And I really liked that it gave us an opportunity to showcase different parts of our own culture, but then it also got me to learn about my own culture too, because I like feel like I haven't, there's a lot of things I don't know about my own culture, you know?
Hmm.
Um, so I think there was some progress there for sure. Like I think back in like May, I went to like a short film premiere for a bunch of Filipino filmmakers. And I
Oh
think that's
shit.
yeah, it was cool. It was in I think like Long Beach or something. Um, that's kind of like going to that is what got me to realize like okay well I want to do something like this like in film because it like I feel like it gives more of like a like a purpose like I said but so I was able to kind of like talk to some of the directors and then I followed them and some of them followed back.
Ah, wait,
So
that's sick.
yeah, so I don't know, I've like followed a bunch of like Filipino like arts like Instagram pages and like collectives. There was recently like a Filipino Art and Culture Festival. I was gonna go to that, but then I had to cancel because that weekend like I had my dad coming in and we had to look for furniture for my apartment. So he
Yeah.
was like, would you rather volunteer somewhere or would you rather have a fridge and eat food? And I was like, okay, well, unfortunately, I can see where you're getting at here.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, and then I don't know what I've been up to recently though since graduating. I mean,
Trying to
I'm
live, I imagine.
trying to live. I like had a summer job that ended last Friday. Um, so I've had that to keep me afloat at least a little bit financially, but now I'm just really looking into like other things. I'm like mixed between like trying to find a job for money, but also trying to find something as part of like my career. But I don't know if I should just do something as part of my career that will get me money or if I should do something for the finances for now and then on the side kind of like build more experience in things that like aren't always paid because I know that that's the reality of things sometimes when
Yeah.
you're starting out. Um, today I like saw like someone post about how there's like a film that like needs help with something and I just have to DM someone. So I was thinking of doing that after this actually.
Let's
Um,
go.
yes, because I just need to do more. I want to do more like film things to get that experience. What else have I been up to? I don't know. I guess just like for the past like 2 official days of unemployment, since the weekend doesn't really count.
Huh.
I've just been kind of like looking at things, applying to like jobs online, all this kind of stuff. Yeah, just trying to like find my like footing, at least financially.
Yeah.
So so yeah, but hopefully with time, I'll end up doing what I want to do. So we'll see.
Speaking of Filipino artists in theater, my one of my
Mhm.
mentors, the fucking GOAT, the ultimate poster, John Lawrence Rivera, one of the biggest directors in LA. He became like so successful. He came here from the Philippines in the 70s, I think. And his plan was he would work in the highest paying job he could get, which is as a banker, for
Mhm.
3 years, save up all his money, and then after those 3 years use every quit his job and use everything he could and into film and theater. And
Mm.
what you were talking about, your two paths, like a job for money and all this stuff, reminded me a lot of that. And I think success can be found both ways.
Mm.
Because
Thank
I
you.
I think I'm more a different mentor of mine, path. Um, and that mentor is Kaitlin Ellis. Um, because chat another core memory of mine with Caitlin is we were in Starbucks one time, and I was like, "Oh, Caitlin, you want to get anything?" And Kate was like, "Oh no, I don't have any money." And we went to like a university, and like I figured, but a lot of people when they say they don't have money, they're just rich kids. And I was like, "Oh, lol, do you want to do like a bank account reveal?" Because I was really low on money. I had about like $3,000 in my bank account in total. Caitlin turned her phone. It said $3.26 in total. And I may have taken the wrong message. One, chat, I also did buy Caitlin food that day. Um, but what the message I took from that is go all in on whatever you're doing. And I don't know if that's the right message to take from it, but I took like after I graduated, I worked a lot over the summer. I had 3 jobs. It was kind of epic. And I was like, with this money, I'm going to move to Seattle and I'm going to work in every theater I can until like I either die or I make it. Um, and
Yes.
that's where I'm at right now. And I also like that you're more drawn to film because that will give perspective. You're film, I'm theater. Um, so a little backstory for why this has been on my mind, why adulthood and life has been on my mind, is I I so like I recently I like sending voice memos, as Caitlin knows. A lot of my directing notes come in the form of voice memos. Um and I recently like uncovered a voice memo. I just like was going through my phone trying to delete like to create storage because I have an old phone. And I
Yeah.
recently re-listened to this like 13-minute voice message from Eden in 2021 where I was
Well,
just expressing how scared I am because during 2021 I wasn't in college, I didn't have a job, and I wasn't like I didn't even know what I wanted to do with my life. I wasn't doing theater, I wasn't doing film, I wasn't doing anything. And I was
mhm.
expressing this fear to a person who I guess I had to suffer to listen to it
Oh.
about how I'm like, is this all that my life is? Is this the peak? And am I just going to be like some bum on my parents' couch? Um, it was sad to listen to. And I was thinking about that last night. And last night I made a new voice memo, which I call Message to Eden in a Year. I'm going to listen to it in a year. But that I didn't even expect, I didn't know what I was going to say, but I just started like crying on the voice memo, being like,
Mhm.
I think this is all I can do. I think it's fucking Jover, dude. And it's
No.
so silly because we're both literally just beginning our life. We're looking at the big sprawling timeline of everything we could possibly do. And both of us are like, yeah, it's basically over.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Do you feel doomer about things? You said you had an existential crisis recently, and I've been wanting to hear about
Yeah.
it.
I mean, like, I don't know. Yeah, like it's just 'cause I mean like you did the same, like transferred to UC Irvine after going
Yeah.
to community college, and the community college for me was at, like I was staying at home and things like that. And so when I transferred here, like I was like, oh my God, like time to live. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Live and breathe and party. That's like what I was thinking about. But then also I was like, oh my God, like time to, because now I was like, okay, now that we're closer to LA and like in the at least closer in towards the like area of like theater and film, like where everything is kind of at. I was like, okay, now I need to not only have fun and party, but also like, like kind of gain more experience, meet more people. But because we only had 2 years here, now that it's ended, not only did it feel like it went so freaking fast, but also just like now that it's done, and I still have like friends that go to, you know, UC Irvine. Now that's done, I'm like sitting here unemployed, not going to school, and I'm just like, what do I do?
And you
Like,
feel like shit, right? It
I
makes you feel
feel
like you're
like
pathetic.
I feel like this sounds so like oh like fake deep, like oh I feel so lost. I feel so empty inside. Like emo, but like unfortunately, that is the only way I can explain it. Like I just feel kind of like I have I like in my mind have a general direction, but how I'll end up there, that's what I don't know. And then also
Exactly.
I just feel kind of like empty a little bit, like melancholic. Like I was talking to my roommate about this literally today. I was like, I don't know what it was, but like I feel sad, but I don't feel sad. Like it's the feeling in my body of sadness, but how I actually feel, I don't feel sad. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Caitlin, I'm experiencing that exact same thing,
yeah,
and I feel
like it's
so
like,
edgy about it.
yes, like I don't know how to explain it. Like it's like shoulders heavy, weird feeling in my back, like
My
chest
gut feels
pressure,
weird.
gut feels weird, yeah. And it's just like I feel like the feeling I feel when I'm about to cry, that's what
Yes,
it feels like, but I'm not about to cry. Like I'm not sad and I'm not gonna cry. It's just that what it feels like in my body. And I just can't really explain it. I'm like melancholic. I don't know.
I
So
can't wait till we get a therapist viewer to just tell us that we're mentally ill.
literally like tell us please. And so yeah, like I get what you mean too, like that feeling of like now everything's done. Like it's like, yeah, we have our whole life ahead of us still, but because the like what we know of like, okay, school and summer and school and summer and school. Oh, this school's over, on to the next school and summer.
Exactly.
Like
Doesn't it feel like we should be getting ready for like megas right now?
exactly. Yeah. Like I was like, okay, like time to go to school, except no, you don't have school, girl. Like you're done. So
Yeah.
I just, yeah, like it's this weird feeling of like, I don't know what to do now. And like another reason why I feel like I need a job ASAP is so that I have a good distraction and I'm like not in my head
Yeah.
and I go crazy, you know? Because I fear that might happen soon if I don't get a job. Um, but yeah, so to answer your question, yeah, I feel that's how I'm feeling, and it's like kind of similar to what you said too, of like, what's going on? I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
I have 3.5 jobs right now, I think. And let me tell you, it hasn't helped. So
oh,
I think we gotta find the secret to life this episode, or else I'm gonna
yes,
die.
please, yeah.
Like, Caitlin, do you know like where you're going next? You don't, right? Like,
No, no,
right?
no idea.
It's I don't
Yeah,
know, man. What do you think about? Like, what keeps you awake at night?
worrying about like life in general, like where I'm going, what I'm doing, which has been the case, especially as of recently, but I feel like we've already kind of discussed that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where Final question, I think.
Mm,
Do you think about global warming?
I do. Oh my God. There's this clock in New York that's like displayed, I think like
Oh
in
my
the financial district or something. It's this huge clock that's displayed on the outside of a business building, and it like counts down the days and no, like yeah, days, hours, minutes, seconds. It counts down until we're like doomed in terms of like climate change.
God.
And I think right now it's down to like 4 years.
What did you do? Oh
And I'm like, oh my God, guys, let please, like, can we wake up? Like, I'm like, fuck, don't, like, what does this mean? You know what I mean? Like, they say, like, we're doomed, but I've, like, read somewhere that it's not like, oh, it's not gonna be the end of the world. It's just that things will go pretty bad in terms of, like,
yeah.
climate change. But that's still, like, not cool. Not
No,
very cool,
it's
guys.
actually
Like,
quite hot.
that's actually, yes, it is actually quite hot. And it's just like I think about that clock sometimes and I'm like, oh my God, like, do I even want to have children? Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, because that's also on because maybe it's an I also read that like our generation apparently like thinks about climate change daily is like the
Yeah.
statistic. And I think it's because we all have this thought where it's like we will never live long enough to do anything in a time without climate crisis. And I've
Yeah.
been thinking about that where it's like especially in our industry, you have to start from the bottom and climb up, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And I'm like, well, fuck, there's no time for that.
Well,
Cause you think
yeah.
about this too? Cause I thought I was
Mhm.
like a psychopath.
No, I do, but yeah, like continue. Like I completely agree.
Well, it makes me always like it's I think a factor in why I feel like I'm like, oh, I'm not doing anything, I'm not going to accomplish anything. Or like every day I spend resting, I'm like, I can't be resting. I need to be turning every aspect of my life into content because in 4 years' time, it's Jover. And I need to, in 4 years' time, be able to say I did something. But that's
Yeah,
not a healthy mindset.
it's not. Yeah. No, I think about that a lot too. Like it's like this constant feeling of like I'm running out of time, you know?
Let's talk about the feeling of running out of time because
Yeah.
let's talk about getting
Okay.
older also. You're 22 now, right?
Yeah.
I'm 23. Caitlin, I need to hear every thought you have about the phrase running out of time.
It's just, yeah, I mean, like, I think about it in like a lot of aspects when we were at UC Irvine, even right when we just got there, first day of
Right when we
school,
just got there, I was like, only
immediately,
2 years.
yeah, I was like, I'm running out of time. I need to do as much as I can, all the things that I want to do while I'm here, because I only have 2 years. And you would think, oh, 2 years is a long time. Like 2 years is like,
That
that's
shit
not,
flew by.
it went by fast. Look, it's over. Oh my God, it's done. That went
And
by
now
so
look where we are. We're in two entirely different places than we were.
Yes, exactly. Like it's like, oh my, like time moves by so fast. So in terms of like school, that was constantly on my mind, which is why I tried to do everything. Was it healthy for me? Maybe not, but I did do a lot of cool things. But
I feel the
now,
same way.
yeah, yeah, it's like the give
Dang,
and
that was
take.
a really busy 2 years.
It was like, was doing so much, dude. I don't know how I had, but at least now though, now that, we're out of school, there's that thing of like, at least for like female actors, like actresses, I feel like, everyone glamorizes actors that are older now at their young age. And it's like,
Yeah.
it like perpetuates this thing of like, oh, women in film that act are only good for about 20 years, you know? Um, so then there's that feeling of like, oh my God, like I'm running out of stuff. Like I need to get on this stuff now and build my career so that I can make it while I'm still young, which is such a sad mindset to have. Like
Isn't
I don't,
that's defeating, right?
it is
Like,
defeating because then yeah, again, the feeling of running out of time. And then there's the thing where you talked about with climate change and global warming, and it's like, well, like I feel like I need to do stuff now because the world will end at any point and we don't even know, you know? And then there's also the thing of like, again, when it comes to like women, unfortunately, because this is the
mhm.
way of our world, unfortunately. But in terms of like, if you're trying to, like find someone and have like a lifelong partner and like,
Yeah.
like it's like, again, like that constant feeling of like, I'm running out of time because once you hit your 30s, why is everyone already married? Why does everyone already have two kids? It
Why was
doesn't make
everyone having kids like our age?
Yes, why do I know like two people that have been engaged that are my age or younger, actually? It's just like that. My time to figure that out was college, but now it's over. Oh my
Yeah.
God, what am I doing? Like I'm gonna be alone for the rest of my life. I'm running out of time because I only have this much time left to find someone before when it's already too late to have to like raise children. Like, it's just, yeah, that feeling of running out of time is always, always on my mind. Even when it comes to like the people around me, like, you know, trying to make the time with certain people worth it because you never know what can happen
Hmm.
to, yourself, to other people. It's always just like, yeah, like lately I've been feeling that way about like my dogs. Like they're getting older and I don't know when their time will be up, and it makes me sad because I don't live with them anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just
and or like your parents, like they're getting older too. Or
yes,
like,
exactly. I don't want to think about that, but yes,
Caitlin, are
exactly.
you the oldest sibling also, by the way?
Yeah, I am.
Me too. And there's this feeling where I have, I'm like, okay, I'm 23 now, but my parents are quite old. Usually people retire at 65. How can I, like, I need to be able to take care of them. I need to be able to have enough money to like send to
Yeah.
them and stuff. And right now, like, you gotta hit it big. But how do you hit it big in 4 years?
Yeah, no, exactly. And then there's that thing too of like, at least for me, like another ultimate goal for me is like when I have a lot of money, I really want to buy my parents a trip to like, I know my
Yes.
dad really wants to go to Japan or like, Denmark, like at least like
Yeah.
Scandinavia, like wherever that is, like Norway or, things like that. Like just that general areas with, I don't know. And then like my mom wants to like, go to Europe and things. And it's just like I want to be able to get that for them because they've done so much for me. But I need to do it like sooner rather than later, except I don't have money. I don't have the money to be doing
You
that.
got $3 in your bank account.
$3 in my bank account.
No, literally, I'm like, because like maybe it's just we're we're both children of white dad, immigrant mom. And
Yeah.
and I think like there's this thing where it's like we want to be able to just buy things for for our parents who had to work for so long. And it's
Mhm.
like, dog, I literally can't buy lunch for myself
Yeah.
because we're
Ugh.
running out of time.
We're running out of time. We're always running out of time. But then at the same time, we have so much,
We have
apparently.
so much time.
It's so, anyway,
And
yeah.
like time's not even real.
Time
Also,
isn't
like
real. Time is a
the day
concept.
goes faster if you always think about the clock. And I imagine the same is true for like days and years. Like years will go
Yeah.
faster if it's always on your mind how fast time is going.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like what you said also about like wanting to have like a family because like I also want to have a family, right?
Mm.
And we both kind of like hard grinded in college. Like we did because like when you're in college, what I think I realized when we were graduating is you kind of have to choose if you transfer. You either hard choose to like work and keep making incredible projects, build your portfolio, do incredible things that span what is possible for an undergraduate to do, and then get a lot of awards for it. And your name is Eden.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
or you fall in love and you go on beautiful adventures together. And I think both people, whichever you choose, Pokemon Red or Pokemon Blue, are jealous of the other person. But
Yeah.
let me tell you, from someone who did a lot of things, I'm like, I kind of wish I just chilled out and fell in love.
Yeah. And you know, I mean like especially as someone like who grew up watching rom-coms and like I
I did
would
too.
myself, yeah, like a hopeless romantic. I think about that too. Like it's like of course I wouldn't change anything that I've done because I feel like yeah, both of us like we
I'd
accomplished
change
so
a few
much.
things.
Oh, where hashtag no regrets. Live with no regrets.
I need to learn that. I need to learn that.
But yeah, like it's like we accomplished so much, you know, and we did a lot of cool things. So it's like, you know, it's good that, you know, like we prioritized, you know, doing cool stuff, like doing all those projects and really growing in terms of like in scale and like in a career mindset, you know? So it's cool that we did that. So I don't think I would change anything about that.
Yeah. Has the creeping thought that affects all postgraduates gone to your head of maybe if I go to grad school, it'll fix everything?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh my fucking God.
Yes,
Because me
unfortunately.
too.
Like I've realized now why sometimes people do that. Like my major and what I want to do with my major, it makes absolutely no sense to me why I would need to go to grad school.
Yeah.
Um, even if it's like free for some students. Like it's like from what I've heard, sometimes students get paid to go to grad school.
Yeah, like at UCI they do
Yeah,
that.
like at UCI. And even with that, I just don't think it makes sense for me because I'm like, if I go back to school, then yeah, I'll like learn some more stuff, but it was more motivated by my fear of not doing things out in the real world.
Exactly.
It's just
Exactly.
reverting, yeah, like reverting back to like a comfortable setting, a comfortable state, because all we know right now is school. That's all we've done up until this point. And so I just doesn't make sense for me to be doing that. For other people, if that's their truth, then by all means, more power to you. But for me personally, it doesn't make sense for me to go back to grad school. I'm not trying to be a teacher. I'm not trying to be a script writer, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I like the stuff I needed to learn for costumes, like building them, designing them. I learned a lot of it in high school, and then when I went to college, we were just doing the same thing. And I'm like, is there not anything else? Anything more to learn? Like, and I'm just like, I think maybe that's just things where you need to get out of that school setting and just do something, and that's how you learn. You learn through experience. So it's just like, I can't go back to grad school. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. But of
Oh,
course that of course that thought crosses my mind every now and then because it's like, wow, like if I go to grad school, then you get to hang out with friends again. And
that's ex-
talk to
that's
each
I'm like,
other.
yeah, you get to try university again, basically.
Yes. And then more parties, but it's not weird,
Weird.
you know?
My I was so kind of like this podcast. I was during our when we were attending university, I was like, why are all the grad students our age? That's weird. Because in my head, I was like, to be a grad student, you should like get some life experience and go back to school. And so
Yeah.
I started asking every single grad student why they were there. And every single person was like, well, I didn't get like a lot of job. I was scared I wouldn't get jobs like right out of undergrad. So I went to grad school. And it made me realize I'm like, okay, humans everywhere are seeking comfort, comfort in like the educational like system to keep them like safe. It's like playing bowling ball with like the railings up. And we're
Yeah.
all seeking comfort because right now, Caitlin, what we're feeling, why we're having our crises is because there's no railings right now. And we're
Yeah.
so scared and fucking lost. And
Yeah.
life hasn't begun. So we're like, we need comfort right now. We need comfort in our friends. We need comfort in our educational system because it's all we know. But the only thing that we can do is learn to be comfortable in the fear and discomfort. But God,
Yeah.
that's so hard.
Yes, exactly. You said that perfectly. What a way with words you have, Eden.
You're beautiful.
You're beautiful.
What
Stop
the
it.
frick?
What the
Chat. You know
frick?
this, but
Yeah,
Caitlin's
what
actually
the
so beautiful.
stop, Chad. Don't listen to her. She don't know what she's talking about.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, you said that so perfectly. Like it's like we're all just like, yeah, seeing cover. I literally have nothing else to say because you said it all so well. Like it's
Hug.
fact, you know, words,
Shit.
I some might say, you
So
know.
then what what do we do besides live? Keep living and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's all we can do, you know. Yeah.
I
So I don't know, we'll see.
yeah, I guess we can wrap up by be like, well, we're uncomfortable. Where are we going next? Got any projects in the works? You got
Um,
this Sherlock Holmes thing now.
yes, we do have a project in the works. It's Eden's radio play, Sherlock Holmes.
Well, now that I know that you're not going to be busy, unemployed, I want to,
Mhm.
after we're done with this, I want to keep making like a bunch more. The next one I want to do that I really want your voice for, where'd it go? Here it is.
Yes.
It's called Dracula's Guest by Bram Stoker. It is a 20 page like little booklet thing.
Wow. Okay, Halloween.
Yeah. Anyway, chat, that's foreshadowing. How's love for you currently? That going anywhere?
No. You?
No, no. But people in Seattle keep buying me things and then asking for my Instagram.
No, literally, chat. One thing about Eden is she has literally the best luck in the world. She'll
It's
get free
crazy.
stuff randomly. People will come up to her with the best intentions and just give her things. It's
It
like
is
actually,
insane.
it's so insane. Like I'm shocked. Never ceases to amaze me, really,
I don't
truly.
get it. Dude, it's crazy how many people don't like me and how many random people like love me. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe if when people get to know me, they hate me. Wait, Caitlin, you know me.
Yes,
Do I
I do know
suck?
you, and I don't hate you.
Damn it. Okay,
That's
fuck.
true. Sorry, I don't hate you. My bad.
Fuck, no, my crazy. Dude, I wish I had like a more positive mindset. I don't know what caused that. I'm just
Yeah.
always sure that people don't like me.
You know what? I feel the same. I
Bruh.
I wish I had a more positive mindset too, but sometimes I feel like it's not necessarily super bad to have a more pessimistic outlook on
Yeah,
things. Because if anything, you end up becoming prepared for the worst,
true. Actually,
you
deep
know?
question.
Hmm.
What is, because I was gonna be like, do you think we'll grow out of that? We're 22 and 23 now. What do you think? So, okay, so Friedrich Nietzsche says that life for people, do you know that guy?
No, I don't. I'm
Some
sorry.
guy. He said he's a philosopher or whatever.
Good.
He said that like chat, I'm gonna cut out this pause, but what the fuck?
It's okay. Wait,
Uh
while you're pausing, I'm gonna grab my charger for my
Perfect, perfect. Yes, I found it.
phone.
This podcast, I told you that this podcast would be like an hour at most. I think I'm gonna cut this into 3 episodes.
Yo, that'd be great. That'd be so
Dude,
great.
that'd be
Yeah, I'm
great.
recording right now. It's like an hour, 20 minutes long.
Oh,
I'm
let's
like,
go. Wait, we're crushing it.
we're at 121 right now, about to be
Oh my God.
122.
Caitlin, I really can't just talk to you forever, dude. I feel
No,
like
literally,
every
like I feel like this could go on for so much longer
No,
too.
right? Bro, hi Shelby.
I don't know if she can hear you. Eden says hi. Oh, tell her say hi. She says hi. Did you
Yes.
hear?
Let's go. Um, but no, Nietzsche says in Thus Spoke Zarathustra that um that the metamorphosis that a person goes through on the path to self-actualization is man to camel, camel to lion, and then lion to child. that we become a child at the end of our journey. And I think about that a lot of like I think growing up and becoming like a healthy adult is realizing that the things you liked as a kid that you got bullied for, it's okay to like them and like it's like healing to embrace if you're like a little weird. Like I feel like I'm a bit of a weird little pixie creature. I'm very bouncy and excitable.
Yeah.
And I spent a lot of my life. And see you know me as that. And I think a lot of people would say I'm annoying because of it, but it's okay. Um but I spent a lot of my life being all edgy, only speaking in quotes from philosophical texts, keeping my voice low and like always being vaguely angry and quiet. But I'm not like that now, and I feel like that's pretty healthy. What do you
Yeah.
think growing up is?
Um, as one of my favorite songs quotes this song by Rule, growing up is weird. Growing up is strange. That's literally all I can
That's
say
bars.
because it's like, like at least for me, like as someone who has like watched movies forever, it's like all the coming of age movies and just like literally so many movies. I had this expectation of what it would be like to grow up, like what would happen to me at different stages
Mhm.
of life, and nothing of the sort
Not a
happened.
single one came true. Yeah.
None of those. None of those. And but then at the same time, all these things that I never would have expected happened instead. And so I just feel like it's just weird and unexpected because I feel like you never know what's gonna happen, and then it just happens, and you're like, that's crazy, you know?
Dude, I when I turned 18, I was like, wow, I'm a fully developed human. And
Yeah.
that's crazy. I didn't even know my name back then, dude. I like,
Yeah. I feel like that's just something that's inevitable. Like it's impossible to not change. There's always something going on, something that happens, something that you're exposed to in any way, shape, or form that makes you change the way you think or the way you act or the way you dress. I don't know, the way you look. Like it's like it's literally inevitable. Like it will happen. I just don't know how. I just don't know how I will change. I don't know what I will change into. And I
yeah.
mean, like, nobody knows. You don't know that either.
No, dude, and we're about to go through it, you know? Kaitlin, hold my virtual hand for a second.
Yes, I'm holding your virtual hand.
The you're holding it the weird way. Caitlin's doing like the creation of Adam hand right now. I'll I'll do it back. Wait, no, I'll do the other part of
Wait,
Adam.
okay.
Okay, okay, we're holding hands, and I want to say,
Yeah.
Caitlin, we're about to go through it. This is going to be really difficult finding out who we are and how to live as adults. So I got your back, bro.
Thank you. I got your back too, bro.
And my friend, maybe that's the secret to life, is going through it, but with the gooning homies.
Yes. Gooning with the goons. Oh my God.
Whoa, whoa, we did it. Okay, secret to
Oh.
life found. But yeah,
Secret to
man,
life gooning with the goons.
this is, I don't know. Is it like, I don't know, it's kind of exciting to be like, yeah, whatever happens, something's going to happen. Because, like, there's no safety net anymore. I mean, like, we
Yeah.
have our families, but it's not like we can rely on our families, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Things are just gonna happen. And then how we react to it is what matters at the end of the day. You
Yeah.
know?
Let's do our best to not get it put into TMZ, like, like
Yes.
local person had a breakdown.
Yeah, we have to do our best to not get into TMZ.
Caitlin, always a discovery talking to you.
Yes, you too, Eden. Always so eye-opening, brain-opening.
Wow.
Yeah, like it's always like a trip talking to you, but a good trip.
Oh, let's go. Like a sick trip, like a little, not like an acid trip,
Yeah, like a shroom trip.
like a shroom trip.
Yes.
Um, yeah. Then, dude, so much love.
So much love to you too, Eden. Thank you for having me on your super excellent, super cool, super epic podcast.
I'd say so. I think you need to plug. You don't have a YouTube channel yet.
Oh, I do, but like there's literally only two. It's also Karen underscore Ellis, Kerin
Yeah, wait,
underscore.
sorry. Let's do that again. So, Special guest star Kaitlin Ellis, do you have anything to plug on the Secret to Life podcast?
Um, yeah, sure. I mean, I guess if you insist.
Whoa.
Um, My YouTube, which I don't know if I don't, we'll see if I actually end up putting videos up on there, but there's only two on there right now.
Let's
It's
go.
it's KERINN_ELLIS. Actually, the underscore might not even be there. It might just be Karen Ellis. So I don't know. I haven't checked out my profile in a bit, so we'll see.
Well,
Try
you
to search
heard
up.
them, Eslan fam.
Yeah.
Eslan fam. I just found a name for the
Ah,
viewers. Go and give Karen a listen.
yes. And my TikTok and Instagram are the same.
Let's go, dude. What a brand you got going on.
Yeah, perhaps. No.
Um, Bye. Not to bye to you, bye to the podcast. Bye.
Goodbye, podcast. Goodbye, audience, listener, chat. Question mark? Chat?
Yay.
Any last words, I guess, Eden? Do
Oh,
you have wise words for the
fuck.
audience?
Okay, listen to the Secret to Life podcast.
Yes,
And
do it. Do it,
do it.
girl.
And if there's any therapists, help us out.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Oh, also to let you in on the we don't actually mean the literal sense of goon. We're just talking, we're just using it as a silly word to mean like hang out or like mess around, you know?
It's
like,
just funny. It's just funny. Caitlin plays a goon.
It's just a joke. It's just a joke. Okay, we're not like
Caitlin
that.
plays a goon in Sherlock Holmes.
Yes, I play like a goon. The character's name is literally Goon. But
Okay, clarification done. Bye.
okay, bye.